Vaishali. अभिनंदन. बरं बरं सरांना देशील तिकडे. Good morning, students. Am I clearly audible to everyone? Am I clearly audible? Sayadri, Vaishali?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So in the previous lecture, we have completed the point of cyber crime. Okay. Now, in this lecture, our main focus is on the cyber security initiatives in the India. Okay. So in this particular point, we have to be discuss about the cyber security initiatives in India. That means the different activities and the programs which is initiated by the government of India. Okay. So that we have to be see here, or the different initiatives taken by here. The one of the team is there regarding this cyber security. Suppose that team है ICER. ICER stands for here Indian Computer Emergency Response Team. ठीक है, ICER. So this is the team from the government. So they have just taken some of the initiatives regarding the cyber security or about the cyber security. So now, so that we have to be discussed here. So now we know, you know, all of you that we are aware about this Digital India program. I think in your subject of electronic smart city, in that subject also you have studied this, the whatever the programs are conducted under this Digital India program. Okay, so as the name indicate here, digital है, that means most of the activities are with this digital era. Okay, so जहाँ पे digital activities होती है, definitely at that place we are working in the cyberspace or the virtual space, and wherever there is a cyberspace or the virtual space, that means definitely there will maybe here the cyber attack, and then we require here the some cyber security policies. Okay, so this one is the Digital India program. This one is launched by the government of India. Okay, and this program help us to centered on the 3 key regions. ठीक है, ये जो प्रोग्राम है किसके ऊपर सेंटर्ड है या किसके ऊपर फोकस करता है? One is that is a digital infrastructure as a utility to every citizen. Okay, then second one is that governance and the services on the demand, and then third one is that is a digital empowerment of the citizens. On these 3 main key areas, this Digital India program get focuses. That is the vision of this Digital India program. Okay, now we have to be discuss about here the cyber security and the Digital India. Whatever the programs or the key features of that, we are not going to be focusing on it, but हमको क्या discuss करना है? Cyber security and your the Digital India. Okay, so cyber security and the data privacy issues that are crucial for the success and the operations of the programs launched under here the Digital India. Okay, because if we are having the security to that one, in that case only we are having here the that is the success of it, success of that program. Because we just now discuss here how the Digital India focuses on these 3 key areas, and if you are observing here, that means we required here that we are working in the digital area only. Okay, so that means as digital is there, cyberspace is there, and we required here the security. So the cyber security and the data privacy issues that are very crucial here for the success of this Digital India program. Okay, so this is because all these programs that are launched under here the Digital India. So cyber security and the privacy as very important to make this Digital India program successful. So there are the various initiatives that are launched by here the CERT, CRT मैंने अभी आपको लॉन्ग फॉर्म एक्सप्लेन किया था, दैट द कंप्यूटर इमरजेंसी रिस्पॉन्स टीम. ओके, सो एंड व्हाट आर दैट, एंड रिगार्डिंग टू काउंटर साइबर थ्रेट्स आल्सो, उसके लिए भी उन्होंने जो भी है वेरियस इनिशिएटिव्स जो है लॉन्च किए हैं दिस पर्टिकुलर टीम. सो दैट वी हैव टू सी हियर. Okay, so the first one, if we look at here the cyber security, so there is a dynamic landscape. Dynamic landscape, what is the meaning of that? That is nothing but, the threats are here, as you know that threat को हमने define किया cyber threat. So they are evolving and changing, continuously growing nature है उसका. By the time we are going to be solving here one of the threat, so by that time it may happen that the another threat may arise here. Okay, so continuously evolving and the growing nature the cyber threat is having, और वो continuously change होता है. Okay, so how they hit here the target. Okay, so for that purpose we have to be discuss our or we should know that the dynamic landscape there is. ठीक है, so dynamic landscape क्या क्या हो सकते हैं, that is the expanding role and implementation of technology across the sectors in the country. Okay, including the critical sectors like energy, water, oil, gas and the others. Okay, then the volume and the complexity of the information technology ecosystem in the country, so that increasing volume and the complexity. Then growth in the volume of transaction and the sensitive data exchange. Okay, this one is the dynamic landscape. You know that nowadays all that our transactions we are having digitally. So there is a growth in the volume of transactions, including financial transactions, and similarly there is a growth in the sensitive data. Sensitive data is exchanged in the transactions. Okay, then the fourth point is that the rapidly changing security and the threat landscape. That means what, that the new type of the threat emerging on a daily basis. Okay, then the fifth one is that there is a paradigm shift in attack vectors and nature of their launch. As there is a shift in the attack vectors and the nature of their launch, so how the attackers are targeting, that also changing here. Okay, continuously सेम टाइप ऑफ the अटैक हो सकता है, बट बाय विच फैशन, किस मैनर में वो टारगेट कर रहे हैं, दैट इज ऑल्सो हियर द चेंजिंग वन. देन सिक्स पॉइंट इज दैट द रिड्यूस साइबर सिक्योरिटी रिस्क एक्सपोजर ऑफ IT infrastructure and ecosystem in the country. Okay, then last one is that the responsibilities to ensure the proper processes, technology, governance structure and the compliance to the laws and the regulatory requirements. Okay, that means you can say that the most important point to protect or the solutions for the cyber crime is nothing but here the education. Okay, but these are the some that is the responsibility to ensure here the proper processes and the compliance to the laws and the regulatory requirements. That is also the dynamic landscape. So this is the responsibility to ensure the proper process को हमने, ये हमारी responsibility है to ensure here the proper processes. Similarly the technology, if some laws are there, so that also we should know here. Okay, and the compliance to laws and the regulatory requirements. Okay, so this one is the cyber security dynamic landscape. So one of the initiatives is what that one is taken by the India, that is the National Cyber Security Policy. This is by the Government of India or the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Okay, so that you have to remember here, short form of this is NCSP. Okay, National Cyber Security Policy. And before that we should know here what is the need of this cyber security policy. क्या नीड है साइबर सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसीज के, क्या हो सकती है? Okay, so these are the some points just I have given in this PPT. What is the need for the cyber security policies? So the first need is what? To facilitate the creation of secure computing environment, because we want the secure computing environment, and similarly enable the adequate trust and confidence in the electronic transactions. For that purpose, we need here the some security policies. Okay, because if we are having here, agar wahi pe bahut sara crime hone laga, so what will happen, we will lose here the confidence, and the peoples will not do that digital transactions. Okay, so this one is one of the need. So how this one is our requirement, but how this trust and the confidence will come in your the electronic transactions? This confidence can get here just by securing it. Okay, this one is the one of the requirement. Then second one is that guide stakeholder actions or various parties operating in the ecosystem. Okay, or actions for the protection of your the cyberspace, you can say that. For the and that policy will provide these guidelines for the protection of your the cyberspace. For that, policies will get required. And third one is that outline here the roadmap for what, for why we have to create here or map here or outline a roadmap. So to create here the framework, and that framework for what, for comprehensive, collaborative and the collective response to the issues of your the cyber security. Okay, so that means this will provide here the roadmap kya provide karega, to create the framework that will help us to collect the response against the cyber threats. Okay, and the last one is that we have to adopt here the appropriate strategies, both national and your at international level. Okay, so cyberspace is not having any fixed boundary, so we need to have here the appropriate strategies both at the national and the international level to counter the cyber threats. Got this? Need of the national cybersecurity policy. Hello, am I audible? Am I audible? Hello, Sahyadri, Jayashree, Sheetal. Am I audible? Okay, you just check your chat box and give your feedback whether you have understood this or not.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now what is the need of your the cybersecurity policy? Just now we have discussed here. So now next point is that the national cybersecurity policies. So for this, our concern is that means articulate our understanding, priorities for actions as well as directed efforts. Okay, that means make it clear our understanding, our priorities for the actions as well as your the directed efforts. Okay, that means in this case, just now we have, oh, so just now we have considered here or studied here what is the need for your the cyber security policies. So regarding this concern, what we have to make our clear our understanding, the priorities for the actions, whatever the actions we have to take here to counter the cyber threats, and as well as they make it clear about here the whatever the efforts we are taking here. Okay, then provide here the confidence and the reasonable assurance to all the stakeholders in the country. ठीक है, so stakeholders आपके क्या हो सकते हैं, government, then business, industry, and you are the general public also. They are the stakeholder. So we have to be provide here the confidence with that security policy to them. Okay, and national international level है, so in that case global community भी हो सकता है about the safety, resiliency, and the security of your the cyberspace. Okay, so that confidence also we have to be provide. Then for that purpose, what we have to adopt here the suitable posturing that can signal our resolve to make determined efforts to effectively monitor, deter, and deal with the cyber crime and the cyber attacks. Okay, so we have to be adopt here some of the methods in such a way that effectively we will be able to monitor or deal with here the cyber crime or the cyber attacks. Okay, so and the policy implementation by means of the some action solely by the government only. Okay, और policies है मतलब क्या है, policy implementations जो भी है, it is not like that only we are going to be deciding here the policies और उसका implementation नहीं होगा. So implementation कब हो सकता है, when we are taking the actions. Okay, so the some actions by the government of by the government only, some actions in the collaborative PPE mode, and some actions by the private enterprise and the academia. Okay, so for the policy implementations, all these people have to be involved in that. Okay, so this national cyber security policy is available at the government website of the Ministry of Electronics and IT. Okay, and this national level policy guiding, this one is the guiding document in the domain of cyber security. Okay, so if you will be observe here, that document it given here, and detailed policies are given, the explanation regarding that also they have given there, so you can study here all that type of your the policies. Okay, now next, just a minute. Okay, now this was all about here, that is the national cyber security policy. Now we have here the cyber crisis management plan also, that is a CCMP. Just remember this long form. Okay, cyber crisis management plan. In short, we are calling this one as a CCMP. Okay, and this one, so this one at the national level and for what purpose, to ensure that interruption and the interruption, or you can say that the manipulations of the critical functions in the critical sector organizations that are brief, infrequent, and manageable, and cause the least possible damage. Regarding this, actually I am not going to say here the policy कौन सी है, ये आपको ध्यान में नहीं रखना है. Okay, यहाँ पे simply whatever the policies, it may happen that the so many policies they have given here, or the points they have given there under that particular policy or that plan. Okay, so but what is the intention, conclusion क्या है, किसके ऊपर focus किया है, that also, that only I have included in this particular one. Okay, so this one is for this particular plan to ensure here the manipulations of the critical functions in the critical sector organizations that are briefly explained there. Okay, and manage there, and so that it will be least possible damage may cause there. Okay, so that means in short you can say that this particular plan CCMP, this one is the plan that help us to face to the cyber crisis. Okay, cyber incidents and to build our the cyber resilience. उसके लिए ये particular plan help करता है. This plan also help the administrative department को भी help करता है to draw up their the own plan in case of your the cyber attack. Okay. Similarly, this plan assists the organization to put in place mechanism to effectively deal with the cyber security crisis situations. Okay. So that means this plan is for to face here to the cyber crisis, cyber incidents. Similarly, this one is going to be helping the administrative department, and this can help to the organizations also for effectively dealing with the cyber security crisis situations. Okay, that is nothing but your the CCMP plan. Now, in India, one more, we have here the IT Act, that is the Information Technology Act also. Okay, and this one is your the details of that act I have given here. This IT Act 2000, this one is by the Information Technology Act of 2008, and the rules they have given here. Okay, this one is the law in the India, and this one is dealing with the cyber crime and the electronic commerce. Okay, इससे deal करता है this particular act. Okay, this act also aim to provide for the legal framework so that the legal stand is accorded to all the electronic records and the other activities carried out by the electronic means. Okay, मतलब किसके ऊपर focus करता है? So that means whatever the activities we are going to be carried out with the help of your the electronic gadgets. So on that one, they are going to be providing here some legal framework to it. Okay, that is nothing but your the IT Act. This act state here the unless otherwise agreed, and acceptance of the contract may be expressed by the electronic means of the communication, and the same shall have the legal validity and the enforceability. That means in that case, what we have to do here, we have to be agree here when we are going to be entered into that one, when we are doing here the legal transactions. Okay, so in that case, first we have to be agree whatever the points they have given here. After that only we will be able to do that the financial transactions. Okay, so that means this is what this is with the help of this particular act only. Okay, legal framework उन्होंने provide किया है, and when one of the person is going to be agree with that one, ठीक है, कभी हमको देखो license agreement नीचे आता है, unless and until we are not going to be tick on it, तो next जो भी है window हमको appear होता ही नहीं, display नहीं होता है. Okay, so that means these are the some rules and the procedure they have given, that are the policies, and when the individual is going to be agree with it, after that only he or she can do that transactions. Okay, similarly this IT Act includes the regulation of certifying authorities. Okay, similarly legal recognition of the digital signature. What this digital signature is, that we have to study in this unit number 5 in the chapter of cryptography. Okay, this is regarding here that the providing here the security. Okay, how we are going to be hiding our the data. Okay, so that this legal recognition of your the digital signature, ये authority किसको है? By this particular act, that is information technology. And then functions of, just now I have told here, the one of the team of the government, okay, that is a CERT team. So whatever the functions of your the CERT and the cybercrime penalties and the punishments. So all these one is certifying by this IT Act. Okay, and similarly, if you want here the details regarding this particular act, so this one is available at this particular site which I have given on this PPT. Okay, so the details of this IT Act you can study from. Got this? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now the next, now we have to study here. This one is the need, what is the need for your the nodal authority? You know that. What this one is your that is this is the response team is there of the from the government. Okay, and this one is required. What is the need for this nodal authority? उसकी need क्या है? That is that one point they have given in this in your syllabus. Okay, that means the need of the CERT in. Okay, so this particular IT Act, just now I have told here that IT Act designated the CERT as a national nodal agency. Okay, and this one is operational since January 2004. Okay, and this CERT is the national nodal agency for responding to the computer security incidents. Okay, if the some incidents is going to be happening there, या कुछ cyber security computer security incidents अगर occur होते हैं, so this particular nodal agency is responding to you to that one. Okay, so this particular the CERT in or this nodal authority, this one is designated to serve as a national agency to perform here the different functions in the area of cyber security. And what type of the functions are performed here by this nodal authority? That functions are nothing but collection. First function is collection, analysis, and the dissemination of information on the cyber incidents. Okay, so all that data, who will be get responsible? अगर कहीं पे cyber crime occur होता है, so some authority should be there. Okay, they should look out that particular point. Okay, so for that purpose, what they are going to do, उनके works भी क्या होते हैं या उनके functioning क्या होता है, that points they have given in this particular one. Okay, collection, analysis, and the dissemination of the information on the cyber incidents. Okay, then similarly, it will forecast and alerts of the cyber security incidents. Then third one is that emergency measures for handling here the cyber security incidents. Then coordination of cyber incident response activities. And similarly, it will be that particular team can issue the guidelines. Okay. Then similarly, if one of the new vulnerability or the weak points may get occur in your the computer, that will also get highlighted by this particular team. You can call this one as a vulnerability notes, and the white papers relating to your the information security practice, procedures, prevention, response, and reporting of your the cyber incidents. ठीक है, one of the threat they are going to be finding out here, vulnerabilities क्या हो सकती है, regarding that what are the preventive measures of that, on that particular one they will get they can prepare here the report. Similarly, to prevent it, what may be here the procedures, what best practices should be there, all that guidelines may get provided by this nodal authority. Okay, and a similar such different functions relating to your the cyber security that can be performed by this nodal authority team. Okay, and if you want here what are the different functions related to that, that one is also get provided on the website of this particular team, and that if you simply search in the Google, that is www.cert.in.org. So on this particular link, you can get here the details of this particular team. Okay, what are the functions are get handled by that team. And by the time it is not like that कि जैसे हम बोल रहे कि fix है कि just an example they are going to be finding out, but which type of your the vulnerabilities they have find out here, what are the preventive measures, all that details are given on their website. So according to that, the individuals can take here the actions to prevent their computer system. Got this one? Yes? Hello, am I audible? Am I audible? Sheetal, Sayadri?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Now, okay. Okay, now the next point that we have to see here, uh, the counter cyber security initiatives in India. Okay, counter cyber security initiatives मतलब क्या होगा? Yes. To counter here the cyber security attacks. Okay, मतलब जो भी attacks होंगे उसको face करने के लिए the government of India have taken some initiatives, and that are the initiatives they have listed here. So the first one is that is the NCTC. Just a minute, let me check here. Whether I should have here the another PPT. Okay, I'm having here the another PPT. In that PPT, that this point is get included. So just a minute, I will share it. Is the PPT is visible? Yes. Hello. Is the PPT is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Counter cyber security initiatives. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So to face here the cyber security attacks. Okay. What government of India have taken the some initiatives. So that initiatives they have listed below. The first one is that is the National Counter Terrorism Center, that is NCTC. Okay, so if you remember here in 2008, the attack was there. They have given the name that is a 26th November. Okay, 26 by 11 attack in 2008. So after that, suddenly the Indian government realized the importance of the counter-terrorism initiatives, and for that one they have proposed this particular team, that is a National Counter-Terrorism Center, to provide here the intelligent inputs to the decision makers to plan for the counter-terrorist activities. ओके सो आफ्टर दैट वन मतलब ये जो अटैक हुआ था उसके बाद उन्होंने ये पर्टिकुलर सेंटर ओपन किया है, एंड व्हाट इज द रोल ऑफ दैट, they have to take here the decisions, or they have to prepare here the some of the plans for the counter terrorist activities, or to face here the counter terrorist activities. Okay, एंड सिमिलरली जिस तरह से यहाँ पे हुआ हमारे इंडिया में, सो इन दी अदर कंट्रीज ऑल्सो, सपोज अमेरिका में भी कुछ टेररिस्ट अटैक हुआ था. आफ्टर दैट ऑल्सो दे हैव having here the some of the centers in their country also to face here the terrorist activities. Okay, now the next one is that is the National Information Security Assurance Program, and the short form of that NISAP. And what is the role of this one? To create here the awareness among the people in the government and the critical sector organizations. Okay, because awareness is very much important. Yeah, education regarding the cyber security, that one is very much important. So to create here the awareness, creating the awareness, that is the role of this particular team. Okay, that is a NISAP. And as you know that CERT, this one is the nodal authority. They have taken the initiative called the National Information Security Assurance Program. This is to develop and implement the information security policy and the information security based practices. Okay, for the protection of the infrastructure. So this one is the nothing but here the initiative who has developed this particular one, that is the CERT team. Okay, now the next one is that third one, that is a computer emergency response team, CERT in, ये तो nodal authority है. Okay, so in this India computer emergency response team, इसका details मैंने अभी बताए थे आपको. Okay, the purpose of creating this CERT, क्या purpose होता था? This was to respond to the computer security incidents. Okay, this particular team report on the vulnerabilities, and this will be get promote the some preventive actions or the promote the effective IT security practices throughout the country. Okay, and similarly it one is get responsible or for the observation of the administrations of the IT Act. Okay, so this one is the role of that is CERT. Next one is that is a Indo-US Cyber Security Forum. और short form is उसका IUSCSF. You have to remember Indo-US Cyber Security Forum. Okay. As you are going to study this subject, हमारे syllabus में दिया हुआ है. Because of that, we know here, okay, कि for these counter cyber security initiatives, how many centers are get available, उनके responsibilities क्या है, rules क्या है. Already the government has taken here the some initiatives, and according to that different centers are there and they are working on the cyber security. Okay, हम syllabus में दिया हुआ है तब जाके हमको मालूम हुआ है. Okay, but already this get implemented, and everyone should know that regarding this one, such of the teams are there, policies are there. So if one of the incident get happen, we can see here the details whatever given on that particular site, and according to that we can take here the action. Okay, so the fourth one is that is Indo-US Cyber Security Forum. So in India US Cyber Security Forum was established. Okay, जैसे Indo-US कहाँ है, so मतलब क्या है, India and US. The Cyber Security Forum, this one is get established in 2001, and for what is the role of that? For protecting here the critical infrastructure of the knowledge based economy. Okay, और ये particular team के members कौन होते हैं? These are nothing but the members of this particular forum, that are the various government and you are the private sector organizations, and that is both from India and the United States. Okay. And what is the role of that? Whatever the persons working under this particular forum, they have to identify here the risks. Okay. Similarly, some concerns in the cyber security. Okay, and they have to crafted an actions oriented work plan on securing here the network information system. Okay, this one is the working of this particular team. Okay, now next one is that is a fifth one, that is a National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center of the India, that is NCIPC. Okay, so this one is also declared as a national nodal agency for the protection of the critical information infrastructure of India. Okay, and this particular one is responsible for all the measures, including आपका जो भी है R&D for the protection of critical information infrastructure. And what are the activities are performed by this particular NCIPC? That activities are nothing but identification of critical subsectors, okay, then study of information infrastructure, then they have to issue here the daily or monthly some cyber alerts उनको issue करना होता है. Then if one of the malware malicious code attack होता है, so malware analysis, that one is the responsibility of this team. Then similarly they have to track here the malware spreading IPS, I think in next one. Okay, these are the responsibilities. Then cyber forensic activities, research and development for smart and secure environment, and they have to facilitate the CII owners in adaptation of appropriate policies, standards, and the best practices for the protection of it. Okay. Similarly, you know that Cisco is one of the networking company. Okay, they are going to be providing here all that models which is required here for your the networking. So annual Cisco conference for the critical sectors, because they are also going to be, when they are going to be providing here the hardware and the software is coming into the market, so they are going to be providing here the guidelines also. We are calling this one as a Cisco guidelines, and according to that, if we are going to be working, we are using the devices which is provided by here that Cisco, so definitely we can secure our the devices, similarly our data and the transactions or the information whatever we are going to be sharing on your the computer. Okay, similarly our awareness and training, okay, and 24/7 operation and the help desk. So these are some of the activities that this particular NCIPC performs. Okay, now the next one is, that is a National Intelligence Grid Project of India. NAT Grid. In short, you can call this as a NAT Grid, National Intelligence Grid Project of India. Okay, so this one is your the it is the Integrated Intelligence Grid. This one is developed by the CDAC. If you know here, okay, CDAC Pune, which is at Pune. Okay, this one is connecting the databases of the core security agencies of the government of India. Okay, so this is it is you can say this one this is a counter-terrorism measure that connects here the information from the government database, including tax and the bank account details, credit card transactions, visa, okay, and all the records. Similarly, the air travel record, all that records will be get collected by this particular team under this project, that is a National Intelligence Grid Project of the India. That means simply they are going to be collecting here the databases. Okay, similar financial intelligence unit, Central Board of Direct Taxes. Okay, all that from that one, whatever the data is there, all that will be get collected by this particular team. Then next one is that is a Crime and Criminal Tracking Networks and the Systems Project of the India, CCTNS. Okay, and this one is the details they have given here. This is the project under the National E-Governance Plan. Okay, and they are going to be covering here all the 28 states. Okay, and the 28 states. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
What happened? What happened? Sheetal, Sayadri, Apurva.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any problem?
No, ma'am. No.
Okay. We have to finish this point. today we are going to completing this unit number 1. Then after Diwali, we have to start here the next chapter. Yeah. Okay. Now the next the team is that is a National Cyber Coordination Center. Okay. This one is this is a proposed cyber security and the e-surveillance agency in India. You should at least you should know the what are the long forms या कौन-कौन सी agencies है या whatever the projects which are there for the counter cyber security initiatives. Okay, and at least for in the 2 or 3 lines you should know here what are the functions of it. Okay, what is the purpose of this one in triple C? That is to screen the communication metadata and coordinate here the intelligence gathering activities of other agencies. Okay. So some of the that means some of the roles which is handled by this particular agency is what they have to that is the cyber attack prevention strategies, then cyber attack investigations and training. So these are the some activities which is get handled by this particular center. Then after that, botnet clearing center. So this one, as a part of this Digital India program, the government is setting up a center that will detect the malicious programs and like that is botnets. Okay, and help the people to remove such harmful software from their devices. So that is the role of this particular center. After that, the email policies of the government of India. Okay, as you know that nowadays this one is that the email policies we are going to be using here that the email regularly. Okay, and this one is the major source of the communications between the individuals and the organizations. So there should be some policies by the government of the India. Okay, so but that email policies have given here by this particular agency, that is the email policy of government of the India. Okay. So what is going to be covering here, that they are going to be covering here the some of the important clause of the policy. Okay, and those who are the readers of this email, they are advised to download the policy which is given on the Department of Electronics and IT website. Okay, now the next one is that the Ministry of Home Affairs. So the ministry, that is MHA, Ministry of Home Affairs, is a ministry of the government of India. Okay, this one is the Interior Ministry. It is mainly responsible for the maintenance of the internal security and the domestic policies. Okay, it is not like that. Only once we are going to be defining it and we are going to be standardizing it, but we have to be implementation is also important. When it can be implemented here, just by taking some of the actions taken by the individuals, actions done by here the organizations or the government. By the actions of that, the implementations of that policies is get maintained. Okay, is possible. And similarly, we have to be maintain that policies. So maintain करने के लिए ये किसकी responsibilities है? Who is going to be observing that? Okay. So that is the Ministry of Home Affairs. What this one? And then last one is the National Crime Records Bureau, NCRB. Okay. To this one is to empower the Indian police with information technology and criminal intelligence to enable them to effectively and efficiently enforce the law and improve the public service delivery. Okay, उनके लिए ये particular team है. So in that they have given here some of the laws or the policies defined किए हैं. Okay, so so how they can achieve here? This can be achieved through the coordination with the police forces at national and the international level. Okay, upgradation of the crime analysis technology, developing IT capability and IT enabled solutions. Okay, so this particular they have to be crime records जो भी है, they can keep here the data or the record of all that things, so that it can be helpful for the police activities. And the next one is that is a Data Security Council of the India, DSCI. Okay. So this one is one of the body on the data protection in India, and this one is set up by here the NASSCOM. Okay. To making the cyberspace safe, secure and trusted by establishing here the best practices, standards and the initiatives in the cyber security and your the privacy. Okay, so this one is your the role of that. Got this? The counter cyber security initiatives. We have completed here the unit number 1. So do you have any difficulty of this particular chapter? Any difficulty? Yes or no? Everyone has to give here the answer. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any difficulty from unit number 1? Whatever the difficulty is there, so we can repeat that point. In next lecture, in the first 10 minutes, I will take the quiz on this unit number 1. Okay, during the first 10 or 15 minutes, and then we will start here the unit number 1. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, quiz. Maximum 10 to 15 questions will be there. Okay, MCQs will be there. Okay, then you have to solve that MCQs within the first 10 or 15 minutes. Once we have completed this chapter, then after the completion of it, with that one, I will get understand here. That means whether you have properly understood this chapter or not. What about others? Sayadri, Apurva, Subodh. Is there any difficulty from unit number 1? In the next lecture, we will start here unit number 3. Okay. And then we will go for here the unit number 1, because unit 3 जो भी है आपका छोटा है, जल्दी खत्म हो जाएगा. But unit 2 is long here, and for your MSc minimum 3 chapters are required. So because of that, first we will finish here the unit number 3 and we will go for unit number 2. So it may happen that the sum of the points from unit number 2 may get completed before you are the MSc. Okay? Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Attendance download करा. Attendance download करू का? बरं. हो सर, हो सर. झाली सर.